Marvel Rivals has me addicted! This is a problem! Dog, I was gonna make the video after clocking in like 10 hours on the game. I nearly have 30 and it's been less than a week since the game's release! So if you want to fund my addiction, then please subscribe so I can make more banger content about how I stand up from my chair and start casting random witchcraft when this worldwide terrorist appears on the screen. Marvel Rivals is a game that I didn't really have a lot of confidence on during its initial announcement. I mean, it looked like Overwatch, but unless it was gonna outgoon the video game Goon Master, then I wanted no part in it. Oh, fucking hell, man. How do I write this shit? However, as more of the game was unveiled, it all started to sound better and better, to the point at which I had to summon a clone of myself to stop me from saying anything, as that clone told me to sit down and cook some lunch because neither of us had lunch by this point in the day. Fast forward to December 6th, the game is out, and I immediately set out to play it only to remember that my internet is on the other side of the fucking solar system! This is what I would normally say, but is the game actually good though? But hold on, remember how I started this video? Marvel Rivals has me addicted! This is a problem! Yeah, I think you can guess what my opinion on this game is. To make a long story short, if you happen to like games such as Overwatch or Paladins if you were a broke bitch like me back in 2016, then you will more than likely enjoy your time with Marvel Rivals. It's got all the good elements from Overwatch without all the bad things that the horrible company has done for the game and the employees. It's a win-win! Now if you're bored and still want to hear me talk about what I like about the game, then put on your seatbelts because I'm about to send you to the other side of the solar system so you can fix my internet, for the love of God! For those of you somehow not in the know, Marvel Rivals, for lack of a better word, is Marvel Overwatch, a 6v6 hero shooter in which you select between some of your favorite characters in the world of Marvel, ranging from your Spider-Mans to your Avengers to the dictator of the Fourth Reich. I don't even know how it happened, but from the moment the game came out to now, this fucking shark went from an adorable little mascot to the reason of why people are trying to pollute the oceans. What the fuck? You hop on Twitter for a second and the first thing you see is people calling the shark the second coming of Osama bin Sharkin! The game was also pretty similar to Overwatch, at least I think they are? Don't fucking ask me, man. I haven't touched this series since I first tried Overwatch 2 in like what, 2022? Domination and the other one, I don't really remember the name. In one mode, you try to completely capture the point, while in the other, you do your best to either defend or push the payload. Pretty simple modes are the standard for hero shooters like this. Personally, and this is a very big personally, I do kind of prefer the way in which Paladins did it, and I know that I look like the example of a motherfucker trying so hard not to fit in, and some of you may be screaming into your screen something along the lines of, "You're corny!" But I don't know, I just kind of like the idea of putting both of the modes together. Like, to me, that just always made the most sense, you know? This isn't to criticize Marvel, by the way, it's really just a preference of mine. Now, something that I will immediately say is that the game has done a really good job with the characters so far, as from what I've played, so many of them are really well designed and incredibly fun to play. I don't think it is outlandish to say that making a character that feels good to play is essential to the success of the game, as if I constantly feel like shit playing as certain characters, then why the fuck am I even playing in the first place? Marvel Rivals does a really good job with this. I've played like 2/3 of the cast, and nearly every character that I've played were really fun. Many of them had interesting mechanics that resulted in me constantly playing with them, whether it was fun movement options, damage, support, you name it. My favorite characters and the ones that I will consider my mains will be Psylocke and Scarlet Witch for the DPS, Penny for the tanks, and Luna plus Cloak and Dagger for the heals, as they all have great engagement options that I just really fuck with, you know? Apart from that though, I also really like characters like Loki, Winter Soldier, Star-Lord, Venom, and a lot more. I think I can count with a single hand the number of characters that I don't like. Matter of fact, it's 3 fingers, and the answers are Cap, Storm, and Iron Man. Storm is too slow and easy to die for my liking, and Cap and Iron Man are incredibly hilarious in that they are some of the fastest characters to show up and get sent back to the spawn right after. Those 3 blunders aside though, the game just feels incredibly satisfying, the controls are responsive, and most importantly, the presentation of the game is stellar. Something that I've been learning more about as I venture deeper into the world of video game development is that even if like the graphical power and how detailed the game looks doesn't matter, the presentation of your game does. And I'm saying this because in the past I have said a bunch of shit about graphics not mattering at all, with the gameplay being at the forefront, which I still believe in the sense that nailing your gameplay is the most important part, but how you present and integrate those aspects into the gameplay loop matters just as much. The gameplay can be conceptually good, however, you need to have that visual and auditory oomph. To give an example, games like Pseudo Regalia have their craziest moves be followed by these after images and cool sound effects that make the player feel hella satisfied. Marvel Rivals also has shit like that. Sound effects are meaty, visual elements are constantly popping. The design of the UI and HUD of the game are surprisingly well made, considering the fact that it's a game that in 5 months may have clips of people having sword duels against their monitors after they go 0-10 for the whole match. These elements just bring the whole game together and make it into something that is both fun to play and watch. The game in general is just a visual delight. Oh my god! The comic book aesthetic and the character designs are incredible. Look at my boys, they're looking clean, their designs go so hard. Look at the ladies. These are some of the best designs that these characters have gotten in a good minute. They represent the characters so well while still having the uniqueness that makes them stand out from what they would normally be shown as. Having Hawkeye look this fucking cool when he normally looks like this is actually insane. I mean, dude, with a visual style this crazy, can you imagine how some of the Marvel characters will look? Marvel! But Cyclops, Gambit, and nobody in the game, and my life is yours. When it comes to things to criticize the game for, I feel like there are like very few things to criticize it for, especially for genre standards. The game's monetization systems are really well designed and consumer friendly, all the characters are unlocked from the get-go, and many of the models and maps are well designed and balanced. Most of the complaints I have with the game are more so relating to the community currently playing it, because oh my fucking god, some of these bitches are actually ridiculously stupid! I've had games in which I load in first, choose a duelist, and the other 5 motherfuckers choose a duelist as well. You're corny! It ain't hard to play a fucking healer or tank. I've gotten just as many MVPs playing support as I have playing duelists, you incompetent 24-hour throne seaters! I do kind of wish that the game had a passive healing system in place like Overwatch and Paladins, as at least then you can stand a chance during the games where the other 5 dumbasses on your team are not only full duelists but full of cement on their heads. Apart from that though, Marvel Rivals is a great time, a game that shows that the problem isn't really the hero shooter genre. It's just the fact that every other game sucks ass. I'm really excited to see how the game will develop in the future, as I feel like it has the potential to go in for a million different directions from what games like Overwatch have done. For now though, I'll just keep enjoying the game, getting my wins, and solo ulting that fucking shark that I hate. Well, that's all the time that I've had for today. I'm just a random stranger you met on the internet. But hey, just call me Pseudo.